There's a lot of talk about how to stop AI from stealing your identity. Most people think the answer is new laws, copyright claims, or privacy regulations. Recently, Matthew McConaughey went a completely different direction. He used trademark law, one of the oldest tools in intellectual property, in a way that nobody's really done before. And here's why this matters to you. If you're building a personal brand, creating content, or running a business where you are part of the product, this strategy might be one of the most important recent IP developments. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what McConaughey trademarked, why trademark law works here when other laws don't, and whether this approach could work for founders and creators, not just A-list celebrities. So let me set the stage here. AI can now clone your voice from a few seconds of audio. It can generate video of you saying things you never said, and it's getting cheaper and more accessible every month. For public figures, this is a real business problem, not just a weird new technology issue. Imagine someone using a synthetic version of your voice to endorse products you'd never touch, or creating a deepfake video that damages your reputation, or worse, scams your audience. The traditional legal tools, they're a mess. You have right of publicity laws. These are ones that protect your name and likeness, but these vary widely by state. Some states have strong protections, others have almost none. And when someone's misusing your identity overseas, good luck. Creators underestimate this risk. They assume copyright covers them. It usually doesn't. Copyright protects creative works, not your face, not your voice, and not your mannerisms. So, McConaughey's team asked a different question. What legal tool might actually work here? Just recently, McConaughey received approval from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for multiple registrations tied directly to his persona. And the scope is what makes this interesting. First, his catchphrase, all right, but not just the words. The registration describes specific vocal characteristics, the tone, the cadence, the way he says it. Second, short audio recordings of his voice. Third, video clips showing recognizable visual settings and poses, the kind of imagery people instantly associate with him. This isn't slapping his name on a t-shirt. This is trademark protection applied to performance elements of a human identity. Now you might be thinking, can you even do that? So here's where it gets clever. Trademark law protects symbols, sounds, phrases, and identifiers that signal the source of goods and services. McConaughey's legal team made the same argument about his voice and catchphrase. When you hear the catchphrase, all right, delivered in his voice, you know that it's him. It's a source identifier. It's his brand. So this gives him three major advantages over other legal approaches. First, federal protection. Trademarks are enforced under federal law, which means consistent rules across all 50 states. No more patchwork of publicity rights. Second, clearer enforcement. Trademark infringement claims have well-established procedures. Demand letters carry weight, and takedown mechanisms exist. Third, commercial focus. Trademark law is designed for marketplace misuse, which is exactly where deepfake abuse causes the most damage. The common misconception here? Assuming you need new laws to solve new problems. Sometimes the best strategy is using existing laws more creatively. Now, celebrities have trademarked names and slogans for decades, so there's nothing new there. Entrepreneurs trademark business names all the time. What makes McConaughey's filings different is the scope. Trademarking voice cadence, delivery style, short performance clips, this pushes trademark law into territory it's never really occupied before. And that's the strategic insight. Rather than waiting for Congress to pass AI-specific laws, which could take years, or relying on untested publicity claims in courts that might not understand the technology, he's used a mature, well-established area of IP law and adapted it to a modern threat. Here's what most people miss. Legal innovation isn't always about new laws. Sometimes it's about application of old laws. Hey, just a quick note. If you're a founder or creator thinking about how to protect your personal brand, this is exactly the kind of strategic question I help clients work through. My contact is in the description if you want to explore what options make sense for your situation. All right, so I want to clarify something because I've seen coverage get this wrong. McConaughey is not opposing artificial intelligence. He's actually publicly supported reasonable AI use. He's an investor in AI voice technology companies. He's using AI tools for his own projects, including multilingual content production. The issue isn't the AI. The issue is consent. His trademarks are designed to prevent unauthorized or deceptive use of his identity, not to block innovation. Not to sue anybody who mentions his name. The message is simple. Use my voice or likeness, but do it with permission. And honestly, that's a reasonable position for anybody building a personal brand. You're not anti-technology if you want control over how your identity is used commercially. So here's the question you're probably asking. Does this work for people who aren't Matthew McConaughey? The honest answer is, it depends. Trademark protection requires that the element you're protecting actually functions as a source identifier in commerce. McConaughey's voice is recognizable to millions of people. That distinctiveness is what makes the trademark viable. For most founders and creators, you probably don't have that level of recognition yet. But that doesn't mean trademark strategy is irrelevant to you. What you can do right now. Number one, trademark your business name, your show name, your signature phrases, the fundamental stuff. Number two, document your brand identity, your visual style, your voice patterns, your content format. Even if you can't trademark it today, documentation establishes your claim if disputes arise later. So number three, build with protection in mind. As your audience grows, so does your vulnerability, but also your eligibility for broader protection. The founders who I work with who do this really well aren't waiting until they have a problem. They're building the infrastructure early. Here's the takeaway. Matthew McConaughey's strategy shows that intellectual property law is more flexible than most people realize. When the obvious legal tools don't fit, the answer isn't always wait for new laws. Sometimes it's using existing laws differently. Whether you're a creator worried about AI misuse, a founder building a personal brand, or just someone who wants to understand where IP law is headed, these trademarks are worth following. If you want help thinking through your own IP strategy, what to protect, how to protect it, and what actually matters at your stage, I work with founders on exactly this. You can contact me directly. We'll map out what makes sense for your specific situation. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. I cover IP strategies for founders, including the legal stuff that the mainstream media misses often. I'll see you on the next one.